Previously on Cal Poly Survivor.
Right leading up to that tribal, we made a group chat without Ryan to talk about voting Ryan off. And then Ryan started texting everyone like, who are you gonna vote off? And then we were like, I don't know, well, maybe this person. And then he's like, you can't vote off this person. And then he started like sending screenshots to other people like, oh my gosh, Alyssa, Kylie and Lauren say they're gonna vote you out. And it was just like, it was so much drama.
Didn't get voted out, survived tribal council, gotta keep going.
I really screwed up in the last tribal when it came to getting that last clue for the idol. That they're telling me to go look for it right then and there. And I was like, oh shit, I just wasted all of this time. And I realized that the risk is being gone too long and making everyone else suspicious. So I'm like, shoot, I just kind of shit the bed.
The last tribal where Ryan got voted out was horrible. Like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I just felt so bad. Like, he looked so sad and I just felt horrible. That was a unanimous vote. But I think that's where like the unanimous votes are gonna stop, because now alliances are starting to form and things kind of are getting crazy.
Come on in. I can see the reactions already. Spyglass getting your first look at the new Baywood tribe. Ryan at the last tribe. Oh my god. He's really good.
I miss his voice already. I'm like,
Actual shocked reaction from everybody. Alright, so we are back here again. Steven, what's your reaction to seeing Ryan gone from the tribe?
I'm shocked. Travel's not fun, so I hope you guys are ready to compete.
Josh, I mean, it's pretty evident that Ryan was probably the loudest person, the most energetic on the other team. So what does that give you? What impression does that give you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it means that maybe the Baywood tribe is full of a lot of strong personalities, and strong personalities usually don't mix well together, and so maybe there was a little bit of chemistry that was just off, and that's why I guess that happened. I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting that.
Well, listen, that's a pretty strong statement from Josh there. A lot of strong personalities clashing together. Do you agree with that statement, or do you think they don't know what they're talking about?
I agree to a certain extent. I feel like everyone's personality is strong in its own way, but I don't think anyone really clashed at all.
All right, you guys ready to get into your next immunity challenge?
Yeah.
First things first, you're gonna take back your towel card.
No. It'll be back.
For today's challenge, you will compete in 1v1 matchups with somebody on the opposite tribe. On my go, a song will play with a hint given by like the genre and the year that it was released. Whatever you think you know the answer, you will run out into Baker Lawn where there will be cups And inside those cups, there will be answers of song titles and artist titles. You can bring back up to 2 cups, one for the song title, one for the artist title. Once you think you're confident, bring back the cups. If your tribe gets it right, you get 2 points for your team. If you get both the song and artist title correct. If you only bring back 1 cup and you get it right, you only get 1 point for the tribe. But the other tribe's able to get those points back. Whoever gets the most points out of 14 rounds, so both tribes will go up 2 times in a row, wins the cap. So, with that being said, is it worth playing for? Yeah! One more thing I forgot to say, the tribe that does this challenge will see me on Thursday, which is only a 2-day cycle, so I know that's going to be super stressful, where somebody will be the 3rd person out of this game. So, are you guys ready to get started? Yeah! Are you guys ready to get strategized? And then we'll get started. Here we go. We have Josh going up for Spyglass, Matthew going up for Baywood. The genre is rap, the year is 2019, the maximum cups is 3. Survivors ready. Go. Remember, you can charade to the other team, but you can't communicate at all. Not Come on, Josh. Got it.
That is wrong.
That is incorrect. You gotta be confident.
If you brought back 0 cups, we get 2 points, right? Because you. No.
It's whatever you bring back.
So I can bring back nothing.
Yes. All right. Round 2. We have time. Go wait for that. The genre's rock. The year's 1980. Max cup is 2. Survivors ready. Go. Kylie, what cup did you bring back?
Bites dust.
Bites dust.
All right.
That's 1 point for Baywood right there. Ty, what'd you bring back?
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the
Those are
dust.
both correct, but
Who came back
first?
Kylie did. All right. It's the same. 1 point for Baywood right there. All right. Third round. Genre is pop. Year 2010. Max cups 2. It's Shelby going for Spyglass. Sophia going for Baywood. Survivors ready. Go.
I wanna be a big
That's 2 points.
Round 4, we have Brandon and Alyssa. Genres pop EDM 2022, 3 cups. There's 2 artists for this song, so whatever you want to bring back. Here we go. Survivor's ready. Go. Brandon has it.
Okay, go on.
Everybody is lost. Brandon has all the time in the world. Nobody in
Good enough.
Like I said, your new strategy now is to bring back 0 cups. Hey, 30 seconds for Baywood now.
You guys at 6 pop, let's go. Hey, give it to me! I don't know what's wrong with you. What? Bro, you can do it. Oh, yeah.
Dom, what did you bring back?
SOS.
SOS.
Correct.
That's 1 point. Steven, did you bring back the artist? What's the artist?
SOS.
Oh, never mind. Okay then. That's 1 point. It's 6-3 right now before we go into the finish. Next round, we have Emo, Rap 2007, 2010, 4 cups. Remember, minimum of 2 you have to bring back. Drew and Josh are going. Survivor's ready. Go.
Yup. You know what it is.
You know this. You want to lose. EDM Rap 2013-2012. Survivor's ready. Go.
Headshot. Sit down. Stand up. Pass out. We good. Headshot. Stand up. Pass out.
And this will win it.
Well, it's done right now.
He submits those
Steven's tossing it. Matthew, what do you have?
Flume and Kendrick Lamar.
He had them when you turned the song off.
Well, wasn't it second?
Those are both right.
Steven, what did you have in your hand?
That is, you also get a point for that. Or wait, did you only have one now?
We just had swimming pool.
Oh,
If you didn't bring exercise, that's just 2 points for them. Alright, after a long, arduous challenge, Baywood comes out on top. Redemption from last challenge. Who wants to count? Drew.
It's Drew.
No applause, it seems like. Unfortunately, this is the same story as before. You will only get 2 days to strategize. Someone will be the third person out on your tribe. Kai, I can see the visible frustration on your face. What are you feeling right now?
I mean, I'm pretty frustrated, but at the same time, like I said last time, I am proud of my team because, like, I don't know, we tried our best with almost every song. We were leaving at the same time or earlier than the other team, so I think it was really just like we got unlucky.
Alright, well, that is the end. Spyglass, I will be seeing you on Thursday with someone who will be the third person voted out. Baywood, congratulations, redemption from last challenge. With that being said, everybody, grab your stuff, head on out. See you guys in the next event.
All right, challenge number 3, we got it down.
Spyglass, more like spy ass. I'm feeling really good about that. Let's go, baby. I crushed that challenge. I was the #1 scorer with 5 freaking points out of 6 possible.
So we won this last challenge, which we still got it, let's go. And we're hoping to just like win all the challenges until the merge. That would be the ideal scenario, so we don't have to vote anyone else out, because I don't know who I would vote out.
I definitely feel good coming out of a challenge, even though I feel like I didn't do that good in the challenge, so I was like a little nervous at like the next tribal. Like, I knew the name of the song, Anti-Hero, I knew the artist, Taylor Swift, but I just could not find the cups, but not my fault. Whatever, I tried.
I've got some intel that Matthew thinks it's Lauren that has the idol, and I think it's still possibly Matthew because he was the first one to solve all the clues. I'm not sure, but Lauren was apparently searching, and she could be a potential threat. I mean, I'm gonna keep the quad going, so we'll see what happens, but yeah. I've also been talking to Drew a lot. Drew seems like a great ally. I've talked to him, we've worked out together and a bunch of other stuff. He gave me some intel that he thinks Kylie and Lauren are teamed up. I mean, I'm part of their quad, so I mean, they're hella close. Hopefully I don't get bad stuff in that element, but he thinks they're teamed up. He's seen Matthew and Sophia talk, and I know Sophia's talked to Drew a bit, so I kind of know all the alliances that are going on, and he says that I'm in a really good position right now, which can be just a smart move for him to say.
I think we were super cohesive as a team, and I really enjoyed the dynamics of the new team. I'm really happy with how everything went overall. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go to tribal, which is super, super nice. In the case that we do have to go to tribal, I'm pretty convinced that Matthew has the idol. I think he's been putting on a big show of trying to convince everyone that he doesn't. So that'll definitely come into play when deciding on the next person that we have to vote out. Hopefully it doesn't come to that and we can just stay as a team until the merge. I'm also nervous about the possibility of a swap that could be coming soon, and I really, really hope that I do not get swapped because I really like my team.
I was walking over and Dominic, Kylie, and Lauren were chatting, and I was trying to like feel out if there was any hesitation indicative of the conversation switching from before I walked up into me being included in the conversation, and there wasn't. So I'm like 95% sure that the topic of conversation did not change from my involvement, so I don't think that they were hiding anything from me. They were discussing Matthew having an idol, which we all know he doesn't. They all think that he has it because in the group chat, for whatever reason, I don't know why he did this, he was like, guys, this is where I think it is. I figured out the clues. This is where I was looking, sending pictures. They were discussing like, so Kylie said she's 100% sure she has it. She said she would like bet her life on it. And I was like, oh, don't say that. I have it. Well, I don't have it yet. I'm sure you guys know what happened there.
There's been some scary allegations going around about me. They think I found the idol just because I'm the smart one and I figured out the damn thing. Now I'm getting blamed for it. Like, come on. I came in and I'm like, oh, I figured out almost the whole thing. Almost the whole thing. That's the key word, almost. I didn't figure it out. Which I'm frustrated about that, and then now on top of it, I'm frustrated because it's okay though. I get it. It's all part of the game. Now I gotta put in all this work, and I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say. I gotta talk to all these people and get them on my side. I did some damage control because I heard these allegations being spread around and that they're trying to, scheme against me, and I ain't about that. I'm happy because, we won. We won. We don't have to go to tribal council, and we can win again and not have to go to tribal council again. I feel more confident in Alyssa as an ally, just because Sophia, I can tell that she's good, she's intelligent, and so I don't know if this is all a big game move, Lauren and Kylie, I think, they're trying to scheme. They're scheming. There's something going on there, and I don't like how close the two of them are. It's a little worrying. I'm going to sleep.
Alliance-wise, Drew and I are like this. He's like the only person I trust in this game right now, like fully. So now Matthew and I talked a bit after the challenge on Tuesday, and he seems really chill, but now he's like hitting me up, like Kylie, Lauren, and Sophia went up to Dom and was like, oh, we're trying to vote out Matthew because we think he has the idol.
In a little bit of a predicament right now, because last night I actually got a text from Alyssa, and she was being like, hey, like, are we good? And I was like, yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't be good. She was telling me, oh, well, I've been hearing some things that, like, maybe you're trying to split the vote between me and Matthew. So I asked her, I was like, who is it? And she was saying, oh, it's Dominic. But I thought I trusted Dominic. So these are like two of the people that I trust the most. One of them is lying, so it's either Dom actually did say that I was gonna split the vote between her and Matthew. I don't know, I'm kind of inclined to trust her right now.
Matthew is a threat, like in the future. Like, as a team player, he is so important, but after the merge, it's kind of everyone for themselves, and Matthew is definitely gonna be a big competitor. And Sophia is really convinced that he is the idol, and I think everyone kind of is, because he was the one that figured out all the clues and went searching for it that first night. Hopefully we don't have to go to tribal before the merge, but there's a possibility that for sure that it's gonna happen, because we're not that good at puzzles, it turns out. And if that happens, we're definitely gonna have to split the votes.
I noticed Alyssa hanging out with Matthew this week, and I was kind of like, this is going to be a bit of a test to see if she's going to come to me and tell me what she was talking about with Matthew. And she did, which really made me gain trust with her. She said that Matthew told her that him and Sophia are close allies, which is pretty interesting. That could be a really strong final four for the Baywood tribe. Me, Alyssa, Matthew, and Sophia. But at the same time, Matthew and Sophia are two people I really don't want to compete against after the merge.
As far as the challenge goes today, I'm just frustrated that we didn't win. I was looking around for so long. I knew all of the songs, I just couldn't find the cups. I feel like our group just got unlucky in the challenge today.
We were hyped for the challenge, we were ready, we were all wearing our matching black, and then we ended up not winning.
I really don't think that there's anyone to blame in this situation. It seemed like every single song, we honestly, it seemed like we knew them all. It was just, there were a lot of factors involved that kind of just got in our way. Things just didn't really work in our favor, which is okay, that happens sometimes. I just been blanked on a few things, like that Weezer song I'm still so mad at myself about, but it's fine. There's definitely some luck involved too, but you just kind of gotta roll with it.
I'm scared. I'm scared for tribal. It's scary because you don't know if you want to do you want to keep the tribe strong so that you win challenges, or do you want to get the threats out? It's like, for me, I feel like if we want to wait until merge, but it seems to be like kind of a back and forth trend. We lose, they lose.
Okay, so Cassie and I were just talking about who we think might be going for this year tribal, and we kind of agreed on who we know we aren't planning on voting out.
Which is Josh, Kristen, and Brandon.
We'll have to like talk to
See
other
what other
people,
people are thinking.
see where their heads are at, and decide from there. But in my mind, it's definitely one of them too.
I would have to agree. I don't know. Tonight is kind of a blur in my head, but like
Right, there's just stress.
right. But I feel like all the people that we listed who, to be safe, did contribute.
Right.
We know that they're gonna communicate.
Right,
And,
they're
we know that they're
dependable.
loyal.
Yeah,
We know
yeah,
where their vote's
that
gonna
too.
be. We can't be a divided tribe. We're just gonna keep losing if we're divided.
Absolutely, yeah.
We ran into Steven trying to find the bathroom.
Yeah.
But,
I found it.
Yeah, no.
Make sure like it's in there.
Anyway, we're talking about who is on our mind for voting out. I don't know.
We're in agreement, Loki.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Shelby would be the best option for the team going forward.
I think so.
So that we can win more challenges and not have to go to tribal again.
Yeah. No more tribals.
No more tribals, y'all.
I had a talk with Steven yesterday, and I believe, and he's told me that he's my closest alliance. I feel kind of bad because my allegiance is still with the initial 4 that I have. We've kind of been controlling the game a little bit because we all met up today, decided we wanted to vote Shelby out, and now I've heard from Steven that he wants to vote Shelby out, and now I've heard from Cassie that she wants to vote Shelby out. So the word's traveled kind of fast, even in the limited time that we've had after losing the challenge today. But I think the plan right now is to vote out Shelby, so hoping I don't get blindsided. That sounds like a good plan. We'll be back next week, kill the challenge. We'll never go to tribal council again.
We had a talk with the guys probably about 2 or 3 days ago where we set our new target of Shelby just in case we lost the challenge. So now it's just figuring out if that's the right move for us as an alliance.
Our 2 options for tribal tomorrow are Shelby and Steven.
Yeah, and I was talking to Steven earlier. He's down to vote Shelby, but I also did hear from him that Catherine had an idol before we voted her out.
Really?
Really?
And I don't
You
know
think
why
she wouldn't
wouldn't.
tell us?
I don't think she.
But also, like, we all know that we found the idol.
And we,
Who's gonna tell her?
And also, no, what Cassie told me yesterday is that Steven told Catherine that we were all voting for her. And that makes sense because she was like, she seemed to know that she was gonna get out.
So somebody's lying then, and
sounds like Steven.
Sounds like something. Yeah.
He might have said that just to gain my trust.
Yeah.
To say like he was giving me some valuable information.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, like, that means that he would have been closely working with Catherine for her, you know, if that's true.
Yeah.
For her to have told him that, and therefore, like, even if he isn't lying now, that means that he lied in the past because he was very enthusiastic about voting Catherine out.
Right.
Well, that also
No,
means
absolutely.
he has to be the one that, because when they called me and they told me one of the guys came to them and it was like, oh, you're not feeling comfortable with the Boys Alliance, you should vote for Kai. That means it had to be him.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
right.
the rest of the Boys Alliance is right here.
Yeah.
Right.
No, the more and more that I think about it, I think that he was that second vote for me, because after the fact, he seemed like he was trying to cover his ass. We gotta talk to
We'll
Cassie.
touch base and just kind of make sure we don't leave anyone in the dark, because I don't want anyone
Right.
throwing our
And-
name under the dirt. I just grabbed dinner with the Cows Alliance with, I think you know them by now. Yeah, we just kind of talked about plans for next tribal, and I feel good about the plan to vote off Steven, because I learned a lot today with them. I didn't really know that Steven and Josh were like number ones. That's news to me. We're just trying to do damage control to make sure if there is a merger, if there is a tribe swap, they're not going to turn on us, and we just want to make sure they're always in the loop. Going off that, I still feel really close with Cassie, and when Cassie was talking with Kai, they were like listing off like people they feel good with. Immediately Cassie was like, oh yeah, I feel good with Brandon. Like, I was her first choice, so it's reassuring that I'm like her number one in her mind. I don't want them to know that we're that close, but it's good to know that she trusts me still though. So I have a call with her in like 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna kind of allude to the idea that I'm leaning towards Steven, but not imply that it was a group decision or that, like, it's just going to be to her, everyone's saying they're not really working with Shelby, not really close. Me, Kristen, and Shelby kind of have a 3 alliance, and I feel good with that, just it's not my number 1 compared to the Cows. Boys alliance is way back there, whatever.
Everyone who I've talked to has been in agreement, either Shelby and Steven. And last night, everything kind of shifted. People are leaning more towards Steven now, and I'm glad that they told me. I trust them. If we do end up going to tribal again before the merge or before a tribe swap, Shelby will be the next one going home. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
So I just had 2 phone calls. One with Steven. He was calling to check up on me. And the other one was a group FaceTime with the 3 brain cells, aka me, Brandon, and Kristen. Steven's been good about reaching out. I feel like he talks a lot of game with me. However, I don't entirely trust him. I don't think he's really close with anyone in the game. And he kind of just gives off, like, he always asks what you think, and then he just goes, oh yeah, I agree. He doesn't really give any insight. He's kind of just there to, like, see what you're thinking. He doesn't really offer what he's thinking. I called with Steven first, and then I FaceTimed the 3 brain cells. We all felt comfortable voting Steven out, and we think we can get majority. I've already texted Cassie, and I think she'll be pretty quick to jump on the majority vote, and she said that she's down for that. I plan on meeting with Kai tomorrow before tribal. I think he should be down. I'm not too sure about Josh. I think Brandon's gonna talk to Josh. We want to keep it a majority as possible because we don't want to exclude anyone from the vote and then they feel left out of the tribe, and then once merge comes, they flip and we lose that vote.
So I keep telling people that I voted out Catherine, even though I didn't. And I think Lions is part of this game. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, about all the alliances. I think there's an all-girls alliance. We also have the all-guys alliance. And then we have Josh and I, Brandon and Cassie. Then I think there's also Cassie and Kristen. And then also Cassie and Kai. I feel like Cassie's connected to everybody, which is not that good unless she's giving me info.
Tonight, I will need to write Steven's name down as of right now, and that means I'm completely disbanding that alliance. I will be my own unicycle, but I'm not too worried just because I have been talking with Kai. I have been talking with Brandon, and Josh did call me yesterday and basically was like, hey, I appreciate you being honest, like, I fully trust you. So my strategy throughout this tribal cycle has been to kind of just ride with whatever the majority is and just go with what the group is saying. But my mind shifted, and everyone's mind shifted to vote out Steven when we compared like notes on him.
We're gonna come out of tribal tonight again, like even more united, and I think that's gonna fire us up again to hopefully win the challenge. Yeah, I talked to the Cows Lions last night. We all got dinner together and kind of just discussed what's been going on. We came to the decision that we're all gonna vote out Steven. We think that he thinks that he's playing everybody like really well, but we're all very aware of it. We think that he was a second vote against Kai last week in tribal because we really have come to trust Cassie. So we decided that the second vote against Kai was either Shelby or Steven, and we're really leaning towards Steven. Going towards merge and possible tribal swaps, we don't want anybody on our team that we don't trust. We need to have the most like unified team as possible, and I feel confident that after tribal tonight, if we do send Steven home, then the 6 of us that are left are gonna be pretty unified.
Alright, so the last time we were here, you guys had only 2 days to meet each other, get to know who's in your alliance, who you can trust in this game, and really vote somebody out, and ended up being Catherine, the victim of that vote. Now, you had a whole weekend to actually talk to each other, get to know one another, and you guys are back here after losing the last challenge. Now you guys have to vote somebody out again. So Steven, tell me, how is this cycle different from probably the last cycle when you guys had to go to tribal council? Was there a lot more talking that you've seen? Was there more like alliances being formed? What is the whole entire vibe of this tribe?
So it's hard because based off the challenge the other day, we don't really have one person to blame. So based off the very first time we went to tribal, we did have 2 people that were throwing that were more like easy targets. But this time around, it could be anybody.
Cassie, I'm assuming that he's talking with you, but you were one of the throwers the last time. So how do you feel about this tribal council after hearing those words being like, yeah, there's not really an obvious target now? Do you feel like more solidified and more comfortable with your spot in this game right now?
I would say yes, because I was able to score points in the last challenge and contribute significantly more than the first challenge. So I think for those reasons, I'm a lot less stressed this round.
Hi, at the last tribal council, you got 2 votes, if I'm not mistaken, at the last tribal council. Were you expecting those 2 votes, or was that like a complete shock to you just in general?
Honestly, no. That was kind of cocky, I guess, but like I was not expecting to get voted at all, and it definitely was a big unpleasant surprise.
So have you heard your name in this cycle? Are you worried that it could be you today? Because I mean, if somebody wrote your name at the last tribal council, it doesn't hurt that to like write your name again at this tribal council.
Right. No. I don't know why, I just have this sense of unwarranted confidence.
John, it's a pretty strong statement to say. Like, based on the answer that I've been hearing so far, everyone feels pretty confident in like, yeah, I mean, like, we have a plan going forward. Like, is that the same vibe as you? Like, why does everybody, you think, on this tribe feel that certain type of way here?
Yeah, I try not to have that mindset because I feel like when that happens, that's when you get voted out. When you feel like you're in a state of confidence, that's when you get voted out. But I think in this scenario, I think we have come into tribal councils and have a plan. And I think all that happens is you gotta just trust people to follow that plan.
So let me just take a quick poll again here, right? How many people here are coming in like knowing who they're gonna vote, like 100%? Just be honest. All right, now how many people like are confident now that that plan is gonna go through at tonight's tribal council? Okay, a couple folks. Shelby, explain that to me. Like, why do you feel confident in your plan succeeding?
Yeah, there's definitely a plan tonight. I think, like you said, with a couple more days, we've gotten a little bit closer with each other. I've definitely heard of some alliances forming, and I think we're all just getting to know each other better. And we feel in a little bit more secure place now where we feel like we can trust each other. So I'm just hoping that the plan does go through.
So Kristen, there seems to be, everyone just kind of acknowledges at this point that the game is being played right now. There are alliances being formed. How do you position yourself that you are in those right alliances, that you are the ones that being part of the majority plan that are being formed?
I think the biggest thing that we've all been talking about this week is that we need to come out with this completely unified. And I think that the connections you've made, and everyone that I've talked to at least, feels the same way. So I think you just have to trust that you know who you're talking to and that they're all going to pull through for you.
Has anybody heard that their name was possibly on the chopping block for this tribal council at all? Nobody at all. Wow, Brandon, explain that to me. Like, is this really is it like high level of gameplay? Are people just lying to each other? How is it possible that nobody has heard anybody with their own name just being brought up for this tribal council?
Timon, I wish I knew. I mean, I feel like everyone feels confident in the relationships they're developing, and obviously, you're never really going to hear someone kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm like thinking of voting for you. But I think it's just all about that trust that the people that you connect with have your back and will do so moving forward.
So Stephen, what's the criteria for this vote? Is it just solely based on the alliances that you made? Is it solely based on the trust or like what's in store for the future? Is it going to be a unified vote or could it be a divided vote?
I would not be surprised if it's unified tonight.
Does everyone feel confident that it's going to be a unified vote? Josh, you're shaking your head. Everyone else is shaking their head, yes, but you're shaking your head like, nah, hell no, it's not going to be unified.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be unified because there's always going to be one person that votes for not themselves. But I feel like as a tribe, there is a consensus that has been reached, and I feel like in that way.
But you do admit that there are like alliances in the game that probably exclude certain members within the tribe, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that the vote's going to be unified tonight. I think there might, I mean, we thought that the vote was going to be unified last tribal council, it was not. So you never really know.
So then, Cassie, like, where do you stand in all of this, like, this whole entire tribe here? Is this just like a game of cat and mouse where people are just urging to like either make a big move or just like trying to lay back and like just take the easy route out and just go with the unified vote? How do you guarantee that it's not you on the chopping block or one of your allies that's possibly going home?
I feel like I don't really have a good answer to that question. I feel like all of us are kind of not wanting to be here. We don't want to vote someone out, and we're all going with majority. I don't think one specific person had an idea of who. We all just kind of reached a consensus together.
So then, Kai, if you are confident that it is going to be a unanimous vote tonight, right? You got to tell the person that is being voted out possibly a decoy name or something like that, or maybe everyone here has to tell them a decoy name or something like that. How is it possible that everyone here like knows that they're either not the decoy vote or that like they're the main vote at all? What is the vibe like on this tribe with that?
I think that everyone genuinely is like very friendly, and that we have like surface level seeming strong relationships. Obviously that can't be the case if we're deciding to vote one of us out and nobody thinks it's them on the chopping block. So yeah, I guess like the vibe is unfortunately somewhat manipulative, and or like, sometimes you have to lie and gain people's trust even when you know that you might vote for them, and that sucks. It's unfortunately part of the game,
And Shelby, that is a pretty strong fact that this game is all about trust. Let's talk about the idol for a second. I mean, like, has that even like come into contention for this vote or anything in the past? Like, have you guys gone that clue for almost about a week though? Do you think the idol's been found? Do you think it's still out there? What do you think the whole vibe is with that?
The idol was a tricky situation. We have had the clue for quite a while. We haven't gotten any new clues. So for me, that kind of indicates that it might still be out there, but with this game, you never know. Anybody could be hiding it in their pocket. And personally, if I got the idol, I wouldn't tell anyone, so any of these people could have it and nobody would know.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong statement there. I mean, like, Shelby's basically said, hey, if I had the idol, I wouldn't tell anybody. Are you in that same boat? Do you think everyone here has that same mentality where, like, we understand it's a game and everyone's going to play as their individual self? Or do you think there's going to be, like, some kind of group setting where, like, you're trying to, like, gain the trust of other people?
I think it is a fine line of trying to like build relationships and build trust with people, but also playing a game for yourself. So I think just people are going to kind of do what they feel is best for this game. And I think just with something as tricky as an idol, it's just, you don't really know how you're going to react until it happens.
So let me just take one last poll. How confident does everyone feel that it won't be them after the answers that we've said tonight? Who feels confident that they're not going home? Raise your hand.
Now I'm unsure.
Should we vote?
No.
Yes. All right, it is time to vote. Steven, you're up.
So sorry about it, but I got an idol to find. have to move stuff.
It's not in one of those.
Like it's out to open. Let's go back.
Have anything to say?
I wanted to find it today because I knew 3 out of the 5 people knew about this. So I'd rather make 2 people confused than a whole salt tribe emerge.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage and they want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. On to the votes. First vote, Cassie. Steven. 1 vote Cassie, 1 vote Steven. Steven. That's 2 votes Steven, 1 vote Cassie. Steven. That's 3 votes Steven, 1 vote Cassie. Third person voted out of Cal Poly Survivor Hall. Steven. That's 4 votes enough. You bring your torch. Steven, track slow. Well, it was a united vote, but you can never be too confident on Survivor. See you guys recover on from here. Grab your torches, head on back to camp. See you at the next challenge. Thanks, guys.
I'm sorry, I just feel really good right now. I wish we could have done with Ryan. This counts for Ryan.
No, it's not.